All right, let's go to KTBS 3's Alexis Thrower this morning. She is live in Shreveport with the latest. And Alexis, it looks really beautiful out there where you're standing. What does it feel like, though?
Oh, it definitely is cold. And like you were talking about earlier, it's that powdery sensation with the snow. And when I was driving here, it was definitely something that I needed to be a lot more cautious of than the average. Sad to say that I actually ran a light, not intentionally, but because I did not brake accordingly to give myself enough space. So as we have been reporting before the snowstorm hit about all of the things you need to do to prepare your cars ahead of the storm, now it's about thinking about things that you need to do if you find yourself driving in these weather conditions. One of which is making sure that you're driving smoothly, driving slowly, working with the snow, not braking or jerking. Also looking better ahead to make sure you can best gauge your surroundings like I should have done when I was driving so I didn't have to accidentally run that light. And also be sure to use your headlights. We're going to continue to give you these details all throughout the newscast, but until then, reporting from Shreveport, I'm Alexis Thrower.
We're going to toss it to Alexis right now. And Alexis, you got the wind, you've got the cold, the wind chill, poor visibility, sleet and snow down there. Tell us more.
Speaking of windshield, that was another thing that I noticed on my drive into work was that powdery light sensation with that snow was actually making it difficult for me to actually use my windshield wipers. By me being able to drive into work, I noticed that it was actually doing more damage than it was of helping me. I felt like I was just kind of scratching my windshield wiper back and forth. And then when I did the Facebook Live, I was able to speak with community members and locals who say that these are conditions that they've really never experienced before. I've shared with the public that I'm not even from here, so these are conditions that I'm not even used to. But it's just amazing that even as locals, they say these are conditions that they aren't used to either. I spoke with Councilwoman Tabitha Taylor this morning, and she says she even hasn't seen conditions like this since she was a teenager in 1983. So this is a testament that we are all in this together. Another point that came up in the Facebook Live when talking to community members, it was confirmed that Cattle Council on Aging says that they are not going to be delivering meals to seniors because the conditions won't permit it. So if you have a senior in your community, be sure to check on them if weather permits and make sure that they need meals, that you're able to support them during this time, and really rely on everyone's resources to make sure that we can kind of calm and get past this storm together. Back to you.
All right, KTBS 3's Alexis Thrower. She has been live out in Shreveport all morning long. Alexis, what are you seeing out there now? Have the conditions gotten a little bit better?
Slightly, but it's still definitely dangerous. Too dangerous to drive, that's for sure. I'm right now on East Kings Highway. I tried to make an attempt to go to Uri Drive, but the conditions were just so bad that it was just safer for me to reroute altogether. One of the things that I did notice, though, when I was driving on Uri Drive, I was right behind a truck, and I'm glad I was, because that truck was able to better kind of solidify a pathway for me, because it was so dangerous that it's just uneasy when driving out here. So I was fortunate enough to be behind a truck that was kind of knocking down some of that intense blockage of the snow on the ground. But it also acted as a reminder for those who are driving on the road to make sure that you give yourself that extra space. Make sure you're not riding directly behind somebody, because you cannot rely on your brakes during this time. I've been following up with our power companies as well, and CLECO has already said they have started to get notifications from their customers saying that power has already started to knock out in some parts of their customer coverage area. So we will continue to keep you updated on that. Of course, that is a testament that you too may be experiencing power outages shortly. So be sure to be on standby. We've been consistently telling our viewers that you need to prepare before this actually happens. So if you did not do your part to prepare ahead of this storm, the only thing I can say at this point is just to hold on. Until then, reporting from Shreveport, I'm Alexis Thrower.
He already saw one vehicle that was stuck out there in the snow. One woman just had no traction in her tires. What are you seeing out there? You're kind of on the back roads in the more residential areas. Are people still speeding, or are they kind of following the rules and slowing down?
Yes, people are following suit. They are making sure that if they are not equipped to be out in this snow, they are staying home where they can. I've wanted to take advantage of not only being in the residential area, but I also came over to Centenary College so you can see not only exactly what's been going on thus far, but just seeing the beauty and taking that in from this snowstorm. Again, this is something that's better to see from afar and from the home, and making sure that you see it from your screens right now, but make sure you guys stay home where you can. I did want to show you guys some of this snow though. As we were talking about, you have that powdery consistency. I will say though that from the time that we reported it, it has somewhat lifted. It's not as aggressive on my windshield as it was before. I find that it's become more light and airy than what it once was, and when it actually hits my windshield, it actually melts immediately, which it wasn't doing that before. I just want you guys to see for a second though just how beautiful the scenery is right here at Centenary College. This is all beautifully covered in the snow. Of course, again, you want to stay home. You don't want to be involved in this because it is hard to kind of drive in these conditions. However, you want to make sure that if you do find yourself driving, you follow some of those protocols that we've talked about thus far. Make sure you look further ahead to kind of gauge your surroundings. Be sure to use your headlights and don't jerk on your brakes. Make sure you're not slamming on your brakes, and just being mindful of your overall surroundings as a whole. But until then, reporting from Centenary College, I'm Alexis Thrower.
Oh my gosh, Alexis, it is absolutely gorgeous out there. Could you turn that camera around? I don't know if you can because I know your fingers are covered with gloves, so that we can see the college. It just looks so pretty.
Yeah, I sure can. Let's take a look.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Just a white blanket of snow out there covering all of the trees and just the beautiful area out there at Centenary College.
Absolutely.
Gorgeous. Alexis, having fun out there in the snow. Stay
really
safe,
is.
girl. I like it. Everything is just gorgeous. All of that white snow on top of the trees and the grass out there. What are you seeing out there, Alexis, now? How are things looking? It looks like some people are joining you.
I'm seeing kids. I see families right now. They are actually here they brought their sleds out. They're trying to see if they can actually do it successfully. But I'm at Duck Pond. I have to show you guys this view. As I've shown you guys already, the snow is just light, airy, different than what it once was. But you guys really need to take a look at this pond. So I'm gonna flip the camera around for a second. You can see over there that there is water, very liquid form, but if you keep moving back here, it's all ice. Just amazing what can happen just in a day's time. Now, we've already been experiencing these cold temps, but now you really see the effects of it just by way of being here. Hardly any ducks that I see, maybe one back there in the distance, a couple over there in the area where it's more liquid. But you even see, of course, families trying to have fun, make the most out of this day off, day out of school and things of that nature. But it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous sight to see. Fortunately, this family lives right across the way, so it's not as if they are really making any long treks to try to be in this snow, which is a point that I want to continue to reiterate to the people at home. If you don't have to be on the roads, make sure that you guys don't hang out here. Surprisingly, I've seen maybe about 2-3 people who've had like sticks with them and they're just trekking along. I even think I saw a Boy Scout out here who was running. Maybe he's trying to get his next patch. So that was interesting seeing that view as well. But make sure you guys stay bundled up. Make sure you stay with your family. Check on your neighbors too. And be sure to continue to follow us for all the updates as it pertains to this winter storm. Back to you.
Oh, Alexis, great information there that you're giving out to the public, and I love seeing all the little kiddos out there having a good time out there. Hopefully they don't run out onto the pond and try to skate on it, but definitely having fun with those sleds. I love it. And look at you.
Their
I can see
families
you want
are
to.
present.
You should go join them. They look like they're having a good time out there. I love it. Thank you, Alexis.
Check in with KTBS 3's Alexis Thrower, who's in Shreveport with the very latest on what's happening downtown. Good morning, Alexis.
Good morning. Yes, as you said, I'm downtown Shreveport and it's still pretty calm right here. I'm currently on East Texas and McNeil Street, and I can honestly say in the time that I've been down here, there's just been such a level of camaraderie between people who are taking care of family, friends, and strangers alike. Just before I was prepping for this live hit, somebody drove drove up alongside me and said, "Hey, are you good? Do you need anything?" And then on my last Facebook Live I did for the viewers who are following us online, I even came across a woman who was coming home from work and she got stuck in the snow. Come to find out, she had rolled over the curb, so she missed the curb because you can't really see everything. It's all kind of blending together. And then from there, a group of men in a truck saw that she was struggling, saw that she was stuck, and then they had straps with them and they were able to get under her car, strap up her tires, and tug her over that curb. And it's just a testament to us all needing to do what we can to support those who are not only just in our communities, but those that we may be driving past and see who may be stuck or struggling. So at this time, I'm going to continue to explore downtown Shreveport, see if anything is active, I should say. And then from there, I'm going to continue to keep you updated right here on air and online at ktbs.com. Back to you.
Now let's send things over to Alexis Thrower. She is right here in Shreveport, and I believe the most that we've seen is about 1 to 2 inches here in the Shreveport area. Alexis, you got a big old smile on your face. What's going on out there, girl? What are you seeing?
I do. So Patrick was spot on. The sun keeps trying to peek through these clouds. Right when he started talking about the sun, then I had some sun, and then of course it peeked behind the clouds once more. And continuing with that powdery snow we keep seeing, it's definitely not one that holds much of a snowman as we've been reporting. So it's kind of fun still to be out here, but you may not get what you're hoping for when it comes to kind of playing in the snow. However, in downtown Shreveport, it's been really, really calm here. People have really taken heed to the fact that they just need to stay off the roads altogether. In the time that I've been down here, I've seen 2 ambulance trucks, one of which was just kind of cruising. The other was responding to an emergency call, which is why it's extremely important that we know what your options are in the event of an emergency given the weather conditions. So I actually was just notified that Willis-Knighton Health System sent out a notice saying that their quick care facilities have been shut down and will not be open for today. So if you are banking on a quick care facility to address any emergency needs that you may have during this inclement weather, you will need to make arrangements right now. Now what I'm going to do is take my glove off really quickly because I'm going to give you guys a better view of exactly what's happening around me. Let's see if we can swap the camera here. And you can see how gorgeous it is. But again, that inch of snow, it can definitely be a danger if you are driving in these conditions. In the time that I've been driving, it's definitely been somewhat anxiety provoking because you may be turning one way, but your car may glide another way. Very, very beautiful conditions, but still something you need to be extremely mindful of. And it's beautiful to watch from afar, from your couch, and just to be safe overall. These are the beautiful pictures you see on all of those nice, fun pictures that you get when you initially buy a picture frame, but it is not a condition you want to find yourself in personally. So be sure to stay home, keep yourself safe, and keep your family safe. And if you didn't prep ahead of the storm, make sure you guys just hold on tight. Back to you. It's getting colder. In the past 10 minutes or so, I would say the wind has picked up, knocking up some of this additional snow. So please make sure you continue to bundle up, stay inside if you can, because I feel like it is, like you said, only getting colder. Now, I'm stationed right in front of the courthouse because there's been a lot of questions about whether or not the courthouse will be even open sometime this week. Now, given today is Monday, President's Day as well, the courthouse would have been closed regardless of the inclement weather. And then you have tomorrow, which is Mardi Gras. Then you have Wednesday, which is still up in the air as to when they would actually be open again, because you have Red Mass, and that's where some of the judges actually come, and you can probably hear the bell right now, and they are going to walk over right across the way to the church. So I'm going to actually turn so you can see just how close it is from the courthouse. Now, given these conditions with the weather, it's still up in the air as to whether or not they will actually have court sessions playing out this week, but they are giving these updates updates on the website. So if you have to be in court for whatever reason, make sure you're checking those details as well. But in the meantime, as I said initially, it is getting colder out here. If you don't have to be on the road, make sure you're not. In the time that I've been on the road, I have seen a lot more drivers on the road, and even those who own trucks kind of picking up speed. I don't advise that. I think they are just kind of gauging the fact that they have those big wheels and tires that can kind of handle this snow, but that is absolutely no testament that you should be on the road, because it's extremely dangerous and extremely slick out here. But until then, reporting from downtown Shreveport, I'm Alexis Thrower. Back to you, Bill.
Making an impact, right, Alexis?
Yes, I have since moved from the courthouse and I'm still in downtown Shreveport, but that wind continues to pick up and it is getting colder. I can feel it just from the time that I've been out here. Still no businesses are open in this area, very quiet roads, but we did just get notification that Caddo Council on Aging, the department that handles the Meals on Wheels program for our seniors, they have looked at the inclement weather and have examined that the best thing that they need to do is close for Tuesday and Wednesday as well. This means a lot of seniors in your community will now have gone 3 days without meals after Wednesday. So this is a testament to everybody that if you have seniors in your area, these conditions are just non-drivable. So please make sure you're not out here when you can. But if you do have seniors in your area and can accommodate them, be sure to check on them. Be sure to offer them meals, because they may not be able to move around as you and I may be able to as well. So from the time that I've been out here, a couple of people have maybe just made their way out here just by way of checking on the snow, really seeing if they wanted to play a little bit. But everybody's just kind of cold and wanting to stay inside where they can. But until then, we're going to continue to cover this details right here on air and online on our website at ktbs.com. Until then, I'm going to send things back to you.
Alexis Thrower, who is out in Shreveport. Alexis, how are things where you are?
It's still chilly out here. I'm still seeing some kids in the corner playing, taking advantage of the snow, but it is getting colder than what we have been reporting. I can feel it myself. Now, all throughout the newscast, we have consistently given you guys updates and tips on how to best manage the roads when you are out here if you find yourself driving in these conditions. But I don't think we can stress it enough, especially now that I see more people starting to get on the road, now that a couple of things have cleared up. First and foremost, don't use cruise control. And this is according to tips that were recently released from cars.com. They say don't use cruise control, avoid unnecessary lane changes, and do everything slowly, as you guys probably were made aware of if you even got out here for just a second. Also, if you find yourself in a position where you may be skidding, be very, very careful. They say to skid and make sure you are turning your wheel in the direction where you want to go. So please be careful when you're out there. And the last tip that I found was interesting. If you get stuck, they say be patient. And one of the things that I've seen just being out here in the time that I have been is that people have been so ready and willing to support and help those who are strangers. So if you are stuck, I'm sure people are just right around the corner to assist you and to do a good deed for you. So be sure to stay in where you can. But until then, reporting from Shreveport, I'm Alexis Thrower.